name's Arushi, and I live in Canada and in Toronto. So I'm 12 years old, and I'm in grade 7.
Brava.
So so today I'm going to be presenting about a really interesting algorithm that I found out about, and this is called Luhn's algorithm. So what exactly is Luhn's algorithm, first of all? So Luhn's algorithm is some sort of formula, you could say, where you can verify if, for example, credit cards or phone numbers, IMEI numbers are real or fake, because these days we're getting a lot of credit card numbers, but how do we know if these are actually real? So this is basically what Luhn's algorithm is. What do you think? Why would Luhn's algorithm help? Because lots of people, if they know Luhn's algorithm, they can replicate it to find those numbers. But Luhn's algorithm is actually really interesting, because while it's easy to verify if a number is correct, it's very difficult to actually create a new number where you know that this number will follow this algorithm. For example, let's look at an easy question. What's the sum of the digits in 17,986? So you can easily count this and you'll find out that it sums to 31. But what if I asked you a slightly different question? What if I asked you what are the numbers where their digits sum to 31? So this has, first of all, much more wide range of possibilities, and it takes some more time to find out. Another example is 48 plus 71. So you can easily find out that this sums to 119. I'm sorry, I put 109 here. But you can see it sums to 119. But if I were to ask you the opposite question again, what numbers sum to 119, there'd be lots of answers, and it might not always be obvious which number it is, especially as the numbers start to get higher. So what exactly is Luhn's algorithm? Like, what is the steps it follows? So to find out, to put a number through Luhn's algorithm, first of all, it has to be a 16-digit number, because that is what credit card numbers are. So you look at all the odd digits in the number. So like the first digit, the third digit, the fifth digit. So the odd place digits. And you take each of these numbers and you multiply them by 2. So for example, if the first digit was 7, it would become 14. If it was 3, it would become 6. And now, as you might have noticed, some of these might have a 2-digit number if their number is 5 or above. And if you get a 2-digit number in any of these, then you have to find the sum of this number. So if it was 14, it would become 5, because the sum of the digits is 5. And then you replace the number by 5. And then what you do is you add all of the numbers that you got. So all of the odd numbers multiplied by 2, and also all of the even numbers. And here the verification is this total sum has to be a multiple of 9. So let's get an example. So this is a random 16-digit number that I took. And so the first step, as you can see, is multiplying all the odd digit place numbers by 2. So you can see 8 for the first one, and then 2 is the third one, and you can see the even digit place numbers stay the same. And like here, you can see that there's two 2-digit numbers that we got, for number 14 and number 16. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add these digits for step number 2, and all the other numbers stay the same, and this becomes 5, and that becomes 7. So now we're going to add all these numbers together, and we get 78 in the end. But we know that 78 is not a multiple of 10. So random numbers are detected by Luhn's algorithm. So here, in the second example, I took a real credit card number, and I followed the exact same steps. So I multiplied the odd digit place numbers by 2, and then I found here there was only one 2-digit number, which I got 3.
Is this a real thing?
Yes, this is actually used in the real world to find to verify if credit card numbers are correct or not. So you can see with a real credit card number, you get the sum of 50, and we know that 50 is a multiple of 10, which means this works. So this is an algorithm, as I said right before, that's being used worldwide to find credit card numbers, sometimes in some cases ID card numbers, and it's a really useful thing to know if a number is valid or non-valid. Great, so that's the end. It's just a small algorithm I wanted to share.
Okay, so I raised my hand 8 minutes ago. What is an IMIE number?
So an IMIE number is a number that you will find in your phones. So it's like similar, like you have a SIM card number. You also have an IMIE number, which is different for each phone. And this number is also uses Luhn algorithm.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll lower my hand. My goodness, I had no idea. I would never in a million years have dreamed that there was logic to the way that credit card numbers are assigned. That it? Did you know that?
No, I mean, no clue. I'm impressed as well.
Arushi, do all the credit card companies use this algorithm?
Most of them use this credit card number, like MasterCards. So they use this algorithm as part of their verification.
The thing that excited me most about this, Arushi, was you explained algorithms in a way very much like Samyak did that makes sense to us. It's like, oh, it's so obvious. You broke it down. Here's the reality of it. It's either true or it's not. And an algorithm is a Boolean. It's either yes or it's no. And I think that was beautiful. And I agree with you. Luhn's algorithm should be included in math courses around the world because it's a great way of understanding the modern world. Now, my other question, and Ben, if you have questions, I will let you ask, but could you use Luhn algorithm to encrypt information as well? Because
yes,
the way those numbers are associated, if they're dual, like double-digit numbers, like 14 and 17, that would be fascinating. Because your first part about recognizing these numbers actually are really easy to consider, but considering the factors that go into 39 or considering the factors that go into 119, that's a 16-bit decryption code and a hash. Do you know anything about that?
So that's definitely a possibility. Like you could use this algorithm as part of an encryption. You also have to find a way to read the encryption though.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's an algorithm. It's a terrible encryption methodology. You're right. Thank you. You're right. You shouldn't use this. A machine could figure this out in seconds. Okay.
Arushi, when I use my credit card, they know whether it's a MasterCard or a Visa. How do they know that? Is that?
So
Arushi, go ahead.
I imagine that each of them have different sometimes in different cards they have different amount of digits, and each credit card has
It's the first four numbers. MasterCard has a distinct first four numbers. Visa, Discover, American Express. Well, actually, American Express doesn't. They have three because they're old. But it's the first four numbers. I write computer code. That's how you recognize it's going to be a Visa, a MasterCard, a Discover card, Amex. It's the first four. But the other 12 are random.
okay.
Arushi, let me congratulate you because you made it sound simple even for me, and I'm not related to numbers in any way. And even I could follow your explanation very well because it was so clear. May I ask you how you started getting interested in these things? Like,
Sure. So thank you first of all, and I've been always really interested in, like, for example, in this case, maths since a very long time, actually. I would say 5-6 years. So I've always been trying to get a bit ahead of class, already knowing a bit of the subject. And this just really interested me, so I kept on going on.
Hey, okay, thank you.
I love the fact that your invention isn't necessarily a thing, but it's something that everyone should be thinking about and implementing in education. So you're actually kind of creating an innovation of culture and not so much an innovation of a thing, which I think is a really important thing that all of us should be doing. Because the very worst thing that a culture can do is the same thing as always done. And I love that. I love that you see that.
Thanks.
Brava.
Very impressive, very impressive, very impressive. So I know you're always working on projects. What's your next project?
I'm not yet sure which next gift presentation I'll make or which project I'll do, but I'll definitely do one soon.
Very good, very good.
Great
Well,
job.
Thanks.
I have learned so much.
I know. I know. It's remarkable. I'm so proud of you. It's just such an interesting, I'm 52 years old and I'm today years old before I realized there's an algorithm you can use to learn about credit cards to see if they're valid or not. And I don't feel dumb. I feel better, empowered. That's a wonderful gift you gave to us. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.